Hey guys, Louie Herron, Sales to CEO University, Sales to CEO. Look, so glad you're here. Listen, delivering live content every single day here on YouTube. Check out, do me a favor, subscribe if you like the content. Look, every day we're just gonna keep posting stuff, twice a week, 3 times a week, whatever it takes. We wanna get you guys the most content you can to help you get to the next level, whatever that looks like for you. That could be from salesperson to sales manager, that could be a sales manager, general manager. Look, you need what it takes to get there. You need somebody to coach and teach you the in-between. It's not necessarily how to be a great salesman, it's how to become a manager, right? What is the in-between? That's what I'm gonna give you. Today, we're talking about value equals money. Now, real quick before I say that, also Sales to CEO University, salesceouniversity.com, my website. I want to let you know there's a lot of free items there. I want you to go check out power scripts, videos, things of that nature, plus all the courses are there. And the reason why I mention that is because this particular value equals money, there's a lot of content that talks about value equaling money, because really they tell you in life that money won't make you happy. Let me tell you, newsflash, I've tried having some money and I've tried broke, and I don't like broke, okay? So money doesn't necessarily make you happy. Happiness is a choice. It's something from within inside of you. But having money surely does make it a little better than not having a little bit of money. So we want to talk about how do we create and produce that money, and that's from value. In addition to value building, we want to talk about 2 ways of doing that. 1, yourself. Number 2, your product. So we want to break those 2 down. I want to give you the content you need to help you understand your value. Your money could be necessarily monetary, could be cash, dollar bills, zeros in the bank. It could be your money, could be your promotion, your lift and next position, your next level performance, because eventually that's going to bring more money. So we want to talk about make sure you have enough money, because look, in business, I will tell you as an entrepreneur owning car dealerships, money is oxygen. Cash is oxygen. No money, can't breathe, you're done, game over. So it doesn't matter whether you own a dealership or whether you're running, operating a dealership, you're responsible to make that money flow, or you're a salesperson making money and oxygen for your family, you gotta have a little money. So how do we get the money? We talk about when value exceeds price, people will pay the money. Give it a great case in point. So I go see my chiropractor. My chiropractor here in Jacksonville, great guy, but before I met him, I didn't know who he was. I didn't know his personality, I didn't know anything about him. All I knew is that he ran me through his process. So what did he do? He took the x-rays. He meet and greeted me. I did my paperwork. I did my needs assessment, right? I gave him all the information about my bumps, my bruises, my back, everything that was hurt with my back. He took all that information, took the x-rays, sat me in a room, gave me the consultation, went through the whole deal, gave me the write-up, and then bam, went through the close. The guy hit me right between the eyes of $2,500. Let me tell you what I did when I first heard $2,500. I'm thinking $2,500, right? Program over a 6-month period, 8-month period. But what he did was he told me and explained to me that the value, the 25, what I was going to feel, what I was going to become, was well worth the money. Well worth, and I made the decision and made the choice to go ahead and hook up on $2,500. Now, when I first walked in the place, I didn't think I was writing a check for $2,500. That wasn't in my mind. Wasn't even thinking about that. Much like when people buy a car, a lot of people that you meet out of service, a lot of people that you meet and greet up front, you know, their intentions, you've all done it, where they look at you, they go, oh man, Louie, let me tell you, you're a heck of a salesman. I did not plan to come by. You're good. You're really good. And they're buying a car, or they're never going to lease. And then all of a sudden they're leasing a car, right? Why? Because you gave them the value, you explained everything about the lease purchase or the regular purchase that allowed them to see they're actually going to make a decision they didn't anticipate. Value equals money. Another case in point, gas. Let's say barrels of oil go to $200 a barrel. The gas pump now goes to $4.65 a gallon, $5.25 a gallon. What do? As consumers, we're going to bitch a little bit. We're going to complain. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to pay it. And the reason why we're going to pay it is because the value exceeds the $5 per gallon. Because getting my child to school, picking them up from jiu-jitsu, doing the things that we need to do on a daily basis is the value, right? So we're going to actually end up doing that. Again, the end result is good, so we pay the money. And every consumer will do that when the value exceeds the price. And that's what we want to talk about, how you can create that value. The first thing I want to talk about is value in yourself. There's a lot of areas to this, but I'm going to touch on a few. How can you present value to yourself, to your consumer? You're selling cars. You're selling any product or service, but here in the automotive space, what we're talking about is number 1, testimonials. So when I was coming up in the car business, and a lot of guys that are watching this video that can relate to this, is we had evidence manuals. We had these evidence manuals all over in my desk, and that evidence manual showed you everything about me, my family, where I grew up, if I played college football, anything about me, letters, testimonials from other customers that have had an experience with me. Why? because I want the customer to have value in me. I'm a normal guy. I'm a likable guy. Look at my testimonials. Look at my portfolio. Look at the accomplishments, the things that I've done with other families like yours. You've got to create this. You've got to figure that out. Now, I know a lot of you may not have evidence manuals in your dealership. When I owned my Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram store and my Toyota store, I actually had evidence manuals on every single desk because we did things as a dealership in the community. It's important for them to know what's going on. You're no different. If somebody's waiting to negotiate, while they're waiting, you need to make sure that there's things there that grab their attention. Right? So create the testimonials. Make sure you're getting evidence manuals. Have people send you an email. Take a copy of your Facebook review when they mention your name. Your Google review. Make sure that you put that in the evidence manual. Look, you got to learn to brand yourself. You got to make sure that you are the expert. You are the expert. You are the difference maker. You are the one that's an expert in your area of responsibility. Next thing you can do is get attention for yourself. How do you do that? Social media. We talk about that. We beat that up. We talk about that till we're blue in the face. We talk about how important it is to make sure that you're getting the attention on social media. The other area is your sold customers. Again, this is an area for where you can actually improve your area of expertise with the customers you've already sold. Let these people speak on your behalf, because obscurity is one of your biggest problems that will always bring you down. Let's talk about the next area, which is product value, right? So we're trying to make the money. There's two ways we do that. There's yourself, and then there's the product. The product's a huge piece of it, so you got to identify and examine your product and how it compares to the competition. Now, I will say this, most people that go over their own product don't necessarily talk about the competition, and here's the reason. They don't know it. They barely know their own product, let alone the competition's. You want a leg up? You want to show value? You want to make sure when you start breaking out J.D. Powers and Car and Driver and Consumer Reports, and you know when someone's shopping your product versus something else, that is bringing the value. The other thing I will tell you is actually do presentations versus the process. Most salespeople know the process as they're explaining their product, but they don't give a great presentation. You got to memorize a presentation. You start at one spot, you end at one spot, you do it the same way every time without fail, no exceptions. Okay, very important. So look, you've got a couple of areas: yourself to build the value, your product to build the value. Again, you're trying to overcome any kind of obscurity, make sure people know who you are, what you stand for, and what you're all about. Look, you look at people, and I've said this before, you talk about someone who writes a best-selling book. A best-selling book's a best-selling book. It's the best marketed book. It's not the best written book, right? You have to sell yourself. You have to sell the value of who you are, okay? There's a lot of great books that people don't even know about, all right? So again, you've got to make sure you understand that you want to make sure you have the most value possibly can, because when value exceeds price, people are going to pay the money, and that's what we're looking for. Let me close this video by just sharing a couple of things that I think that are very important that can help you build value that I'm sure you've never thought about. And when I run through these as I close this down, give me 4 or 5 minutes, because I promise you there's some stuff right now you've never heard before. Number one, let's talk about building your own brand and figuring out how you can actually kill the obscurity. You have tools that are available to you. What are those tools and why do they matter? Well, number one, your cell phone. It's a power tool. It's a weapon. It's a lethal weapon that you can use to text, to call, to video, to social media, all these assets that are absolutely free gifts. When I was selling cars in the early 90s, we didn't have Facebook, we didn't have LinkedIn, we didn't have Instagram, we didn't have Snapchat, we didn't have TikTok, there was nothing, no podcast. But now there's so much that you can utilize to give you reps, to give you frequency, to develop your skill. So again, you may have never thought about this, but have you, a salesperson, ever thought about doing a podcast? Why not? I mean, why not? Think about that. Have you ever thought about being on YouTube and creating your own content on YouTube? You're the expert. Why not? Let people know and build value in that. You do some interviews. How about you write a book or an ebook? How to buy a car, tips and tricks on buying a car. You don't think you can't position that in such a way where it's beneficial to the customer and not necessarily hurting the industry? I can tell you as a dealer principal, I had the auto school. We did a radio show every single week that taught consumers how to buy a car, and I own the dealership. I'm not going to give information that's going to hurt me but not help them. Very easy to position. Look guys, tons of content. Go to Sales to CEO University to get more information. Subscribe to this channel right now, and also do me a favor, if you have any comments, anything, you like it, you don't like it, you want to go back and forth, comment below, like this, share this, check us out. And again, to the next Sales to CEO, this is Louie. I look forward to seeing you.